Today, we're gonna talk about sewing tools that are not really sewing tools. So I found over the years that there are a lot of tools that I use for sewing that are not sewing tools. And I think that they deserve their time to shine. This is not really one of them. I mean, obviously, couldn't live without it. But we're gonna get a little weirder than that. I don't go one day without searching in my pockets for a lighter because there are so many things. Let's take this little pan. We've got a little bit of like threads, little just like, oh, maybe there's like a little frayed thread right there. I'm just gonna burn that off. I mean, so much cleaner. I can get closer sometimes than I can when I'm using my snippers to try to like trim those little threads. Any kind of different fraying, pilling, little threads, little edges, mesh. There's so many things that have enough of a poly or plastic content in them that they burn really well. And sometimes singeing is just the cleanest way to go. So this little guy, couldn't live without him. This, actually, even a little bit sentimental for me. Growing up, I did a lot of work with my dad, and so pliers feel as comfortable in my hands as these guys do. And I love to have these for, you know what one of the biggest things I use this for? Let's roll this over. So say I'm hand sewing, leather, really thick fabric, whatever, and I can't pull this through. That's when the pliers come in. This as a guide or a support for pulling my needle through heavier fabrics like denim, or just anything on the machine. Anything that I can't get off or that I would rather risk metal pliers instead of my fingers on, that's where these little beauties come in. How do I get this beautiful sharp edge on here so that I can make really nice marks before I cut those pant hems off? Great question. There are, before you ask, sharpeners for chalk, for Taylor's Chalk on the market. However, this little vegetable peeler is still my favorite option for getting that razor sharp chalk edge. Ooh, ooh, I love it. And I get to decide on the angle. So, man, love the versatility of this little guy. Could also use it for snacks in the break room. Why? Why? Well, I will tell you. Dear Lord in heaven. Commercial break, please. We work very hard, we work with very sharp objects. Sometimes if we've got little cuts or something on our hand, we want to protect ourselves from the things that we're working on for myriad of reasons. One of the other things is that when you're working with natural fibers, cotton specifically, wool, fur, items that have come into contact with or come from animals, there's definitely a level of potential allergic reaction. And so we use these gloves for all kinds of different things because all kinds of different materials are coming into the shop. And we just sometimes want that extra layer of protection. So these little bad boys are perfect for that. Did we have a tiny coyote problem? Yes. This little guy is like our mascot, though, in all honesty, has an awesome purpose. Sometimes we need a great, really stable surface for setting rivets, jean tacks. It's adorable. I mean, we need something, but make it cute. Every once in a while, we need a tiny, portable, very stable surface, and this little guy does the trick. You know what we used before that? The ground. Daria, what should we call the anvil? Make it funner than that. I'm sorry, I'm just... Florida! He deserves this. This little jewel is so useful and functional. I literally use it so much that sometimes when I go home at night and I don't have it to label things in my own home, like cabinets, I get mad. Sometimes I even drive back here and get it. No shop can run without a label maker. Organization is so freeing. The freedom, the flexibility, the liberty that I have knowing that that clear bin that I thought I'd be able to look through and tell was full of ribbons and not zippers, I can't. Freedom. Unlock your freedom. Q-tips. Bobbin case. This is gonna be the perfect example. I don't know about you, but even these little fingers can't get in there. And keeping every single one of these little parts of these incredible machines running, look at how dirty that is challenging. And so these little guys, they get into all those tight spots that we can't reach and clean it all up. Why do I keep it in this jar? Because it's cute. Keep it clean, keep it clean, keep it clean, keep your workspace clean. I don't know about you, but there is never, ever enough light. If you've made it this far, you deserve a Star Trek reference. So there's this episode where the entire crew gets addicted to light, like they throw themselves into the lights, like in the hallways and stuff. We feel that way every day. And if you so, you know how I feel. It's a true, complete, and total addiction. We have lights on the machines. There's lights in the machines. There's lights above the machines. There's lights on top of that. And then there's lights on the ceiling. And yet, there is never enough light. And so, this little angel comes into play when the 4 lights within 2 feet of me just aren't enough. Just can't get enough. I mean, it is important. It does matter. Oh, and bonus, built-in light. Not enough, never enough, but you know, it's a start. Thank you for joining me. And most importantly, I'd love to know what non-sewing sewing tools you cannot live without. Please share. We love it. Like, subscribe, do the things. Thank you so much. This was a fun one.